The aged care workforce is highly casualised and low paid. Why won't the Prime Minister support a permanent wage increase for these exhausted workers to help relieve critical workforce shortages affecting the care of vulnerable residents?
The Prime Minister has the call.
So I thank the member for the question. Soon after becoming Prime Minister, one of the first things I did was to call the Royal Commission into aged care. And, Mr Speaker, that Royal Commission was called, as the Minister for Health and Aged Care has reminded the House, and it followed the Oakden crisis, Mr Speaker. The state government-run aged care facility in South Australia, run by the former Labor government. And, Mr Speaker, that Royal Commission has highlighted so many important issues. And, Mr Speaker, when we received the response to that Royal Commission in last year's budget, we supported a detailed plan, Mr Speaker, to address the recommendations of the Royal Commission, totalling some more than $17 billion in investment to address the many issues in aged care. Now, no other government has done that before, Mr Speaker. No other government, other than the government that I have led, has been prepared to call a Royal Commission to this issue and then announce a record investment of over $17 billion, Mr Speaker, to address the many issues, including the ones which the member highlights when it comes to workforce, Mr Speaker. And the workforce issues—
The Prime Minister will resume his seat. The member for Hotham.
Speaker, on relevance, the question is about aged care, but it was very specifically targeted at the crucial question of aged care wages, and I wonder if the Prime Minister could go to that point, please.
Well,
aged care. The question is entirely about the crucial issue of the pay of aged care workers, and the Prime Minister is more than a minute in and has not touched on that topic at all.
I thank the member for Hotham for that clarification. The question did go to the quality of aged care and its workforce. So it wasn't just purely confined to the issue of wage increases. The Prime Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And the Royal Commission did address issues of workforce, and in the more than $17 billion of response that we've provided to the Royal Commission, Mr Speaker, those recommendations do address that in the funding commitments that are in the budget, Mr Speaker. And on the particular issue the member raises, as she will know, that is actually for the Fair Work Commission. And I'm not aware, Mr Speaker, of a difference in policy that between the government and the opposition. Whatever the Fair Work Commission decides on this matter, Mr Speaker, then the government will support those arrangements, and we, as the opposition would. So I'm not quite sure, Mr Speaker, what is the difference that the member opposite is seeking to suggest here. The Fair Work Commission is addressing this issue. That's where it should be addressed, Mr Speaker, and we will work with the outcome that comes from that Fair Work Commission.
The Minister for Health has
the measures specifically which the government has undertaken in response to the Royal Commission with the over $17 billion of funding as part of the Respect, Care and Dignity National Plan include the growing a skilled and high-quality workforce for care for senior Australians, payment to registered nurses of $216 million over 7 years. In addition to that, $3.9 billion for mandatory care time standards, which is the payment for the average of 200 minutes per day of registered nursing staff. And in addition to that, we have engaged with the Fair Work Commission. I would note, however, that when the Leader of the Opposition was asked about the very question which was put to the Prime Minister, his response was, "It's up to the Fair Work Commission to determine what they want to do." Utter hypocrisy.